Hey dudes, John here. Welcome back to another Minecraft snapshot. Nope. Release review. Today, this morning, 1.14, the Villagers and Pillagers update was finally released and simultaneously released on Bedrock for 1.11. That's rare that happens. So super freaking excited for that, and many thanks to Mojang for making that happen for the console and Bedrock edition. So what we got here, it's the same stuff that we did on the last review. I've got smoke in my face. We're going to be doing a challenge really soon, and that's going to be really tricky. I'm going to try to record that later today, hopefully get that up for tomorrow morning, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get out of it 5. Out of 5. And let's go over all the wonderful things that we got in 1.14, which is quite a freaking bit. Like I said, we've already gone through this before, but if you haven't seen this before, please feel free to stick around. It's a lot of fun, a lot of really cool stuff that we have in the newest version of Minecraft, and a lot of really cool stuff coming in the next version. I'm already excited for 1.15 because they've already announced all the amazing things that they're going to potentially put into the game. So this map, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. I'll show you all this stuff in just a second. This is the village I spawned into, right? So the villages, I don't know if you remember the very first snapshot, the villages, some of the buildings were underground, some of them were up on mountaintops, some of them were buried underneath other things. They were very, very messy. The world generation was very sloppy. And then what happened in this world, which is super rare, this was a few hundred blocks from spawn that I found this desert village. And then right over here, on the other side of this hill, well, look at that house. You can see the inside of it, but not the house itself. You see it? Do you see it? And there's the villager sleeping. Anyway, so there is a Savanna Village right over on this side, which is really freaking cool. I think that's really cool. Like joining villages, sister villages right there, side by side with each other. And there's llamas. Hey, llamas, how you doing, homies? Let's go back over to our main village where I set all my stuff up. And I do this like every single freaking time. And I swear, you'd think I would have a little chunk of land I could just copy and paste into each world. And through like world edit or something, but I don't. The only issue I'm having right now is I'm having a lot of lag with the like if I'm flying, I'm in creative right now, obviously. If I'm flying around in creative, I get a lot of this lag on chunks loading in. Like you can see through the earth, through the world, which is kind of cool, but not cool all at the same time. Anyway, so let's get right back into it. So one of the really cool things about these villages is these guys. That's right, iron golems spawn in naturally now. I mean, they spawned in naturally before, but you have to have a lot of villagers for them to spawn in. And now villagers don't have to open and close doors all the time in order for them to procreate. They just really need to meet up here. See this? This is the village bell. There's usually only one per village, and they are not craftable currently. I don't think they're going to ever make them craftable, but there's usually one. There is one per village. There's got to be one per village because that's the congregation spot, the spot where they all meet up. And the more the villagers meet up, the more iron golems will spawn in to protect the village. And the villagers, if you've seen from before, they all have specific jobs, and that's why it's called the Villagers and Pillagers update. Let's see this villager right here. You can't trade with them while they're sleeping. Well, wait till it's daytime. It's daytime. This guy is an armorer. His initial trades as a novice are 15 coal for an emerald and 5 emeralds for an iron helmet. And the trades get better. You start getting, as they start to increase their ranks to advanced and whatnot. I think there's 4 different ranks for the villagers trades. They get up to like enchanted armor, which is really freaking cool. I absolutely love that. This guy's a farmer, right? Yep, his trade is some potatoes for emeralds. So you always have the main trade, which is whatever their trade is for a single emerald. And that can increase, and the cost of the items can decrease depending if you're the village hero. And I'll show you guys how you get that in a little bit. And then you can get, here you can get some carrots also for an emerald. And then later on, you'll probably be able to trade that emerald for something having to do with farming in general. So I don't know, a hoe. Anyway, so yeah, each villager has its own trade, and the trades are designated by whatever table they happen to spawn in next to. So there's the fletching table, the smithing table. These two do not have GUIs as of just yet. The villagers can use them, but we cannot. We don't have access to them. There's no GUI and there's no crafting recipe as of yet for these two items. These are saved for 1.15, which makes it really freaking interesting that they already have items. I'm going to guess they were going to originally release them for 1.14, and then something came up and said, hey, this would look really cool if we mashed it up with this. And I think that's what they did. They realized that it's going to work much better as a release with that update as opposed to this one. So yeah, so really cool things that we have added. So many items. So one of them is texture packs. The textures changed on most everything in the game, including the sand. You can't really tell, but the sand changed a little bit. But everything else, like the gold blocks, the emerald blocks, the diamond blocks, everything's got, I mean, that's, I say everything. Those are just the main ore blocks. But those changed. The cake changed. The textures in the GUI itself. If you go through here, all the items that you can build, almost every single one has some sort of highlight or change to it. And they did a fantastic job. They went through so many renditions of it, and they finally came up with the one they wanted to stick with, and this was it. And it's amazing. It really looks really, really sharp. A lot of the trees and whatnot look very, very crisp. And the villagers too, they look really good now that they each have their own trade. They have their own costume, essentially, their own skin, depending on their trade. Like the Fletcher here, you know, he's got his own skin, and then this guy is a toolsmith, and he's got his own skin. That way you can kind of tell them apart, other than just the stupid color of their cloak, right? Villagers should have a little more uniqueness to them, and now they do, which is really, really cool. So horse armor. Horse armor, you used to be able to not craft any of it. Now you can craft leather horse armor. With 7 leather in an H pattern like this gives you a single horse armor. And if you add it to a single piece of dye, any color dye you want, you can dye it. So now you can have dyeable horse armor and place it on your horse, and it looks really, really good. I don't have any horses nearby here. Otherwise, I would have slapped one on there, and it would have looked really cool. There's so much to go over. It's really hard. There's new notes on the note blocks. We did an episode on that where that's one of them. And I think there's like a half a dozen of them, but I didn't put them all in here. I just wanted to show you guys there are quite a bit on there. I'll put in a link in the description below to that video. You guys can check it out to see all the different notes that you can make and all the different music stuffs you can do with these new note block sounds out there. Because of Pillagers, we have crossbows. Crossbow is really cool when it has the triple shot. When it has the single shot, it's no different than having a sword, except it's slow. So it's slow to load. You have to like charge it, and then you can load it. The cool thing about it is you can put like 8 of them in your 9 of them in your inventory, and you can go bam, 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 all the way down your inventory as you scroll down. Especially if you're using a PC, a mouse. But here's a recipe for it. It's 3 sticks in this weird pattern, a single iron ingot, 2 string, and a trip wire hook. I guess that's to hook the lock, the bolt in, which it uses regular arrows. They don't have special arrows for the crossbow, because crossbows in real life have much shorter arrows. They're called bolts, where an arrow for really big arrows for an actual bow and arrow are much longer and substantially larger. One of my favorite, actually 2 of my favorite things right there side by side is the lantern. Lantern's made really, really easy, but one of my favorite lighting options right now is a single torch, plenty of those, and about 1 iron ingot, which is 8 iron nuggets. You get 1 iron nugget left over when you're done breaking up that iron ingot, and you get a lantern. Lanterns look like this, and you can hang them. You can place them on top of things like this, or you can hang them up from posts. I usually put like 5 posts like this and like this. Put 1 off each side, and you can hang it from either one. And that looks so good as a street light. I mean, it looks so good that I replaced every single lamp, the glowstone lamps that I had, and all the hard work I did to get all those glowstone lamps in my epic world. Probably dang near 200 lamps that I had to replace in that world. So there you go. It looks really, really good, though. I absolutely love that. This is one of my favorite lighting options in the game. Another one is campfires, because who doesn't like a campfire? Who doesn't like to go camping? These are really cool because you can get like raw whatever, learn how to spell, John. Raw, whatever, and you can actually barbecue on them. You can slap the meat on there, and it'll barbecue it. It's really good. And in a few seconds, they'll pop off fully cooked, and you can barbecue 4 items at a single time. And they'll pop off. You have to stay nearby it, or you have to have like a hopper to catch it all. But nonetheless, there you go. That's a nice, quick way of cooking something. And where's the recipe for it? Let's see, Recipe for it is really simple. 3 sticks, 1 coal, and 3 logs. So that's a really nice way to have a much larger lit up area over one single torch, because these go as far as 15 blocks, where a single torch, I believe, only goes to 7 blocks. So that's a lot larger of a lit area. And there they go. There they are. There's our pork. We got our cooked pork right off the barbecue. And if you put a hay stack underneath, or hay bale underneath one of these things, the smoke coming off of it will dissipate much, much higher. Over double, actually. This dissipates at 10 blocks exactly. We counted it up with 10 pieces of dirt that I stacked up. And then this one we stacked up 22 blocks, and that's where it dissipates at. So it's over double the height of smoke. And then from far, far away, you can see it from much further as well. Very, very cool. I absolutely love that. So that's our basic stuffs there. We also got some new blocks, some stairs, some half slabs, and some walls. The half slabs match the stairs, the exact same things that you see there. We also have half slabs in. Then we also have all these wall pieces, these stone walls, which are really cool because you can make a lot more. You can make things look a lot more natural in the world, like cave entrances or terrain looks a lot more natural with all these different sizes and shapes of the same kind of block that we had that was just a square. So now it's just a cube. Now it's really cool that you can add all this extra stuff to it. Absolutely love it when they add new blocks, even if it is stuff that we already had that we've been asking for. Can we have stairs of this? Now, if they would do this for concrete, it would be amazing, because then you can have colorful walls and colorful stairs, and that would make the world a much, much more beautiful place. So what else we got here? So let's see. We have our cartography table, which you can duplicate maps with, and the recipe for that is really, really simple. On Java Edition, it's 4 blocks of planks of wood and 2 pieces of paper. On the Xbox, in Bedrock Edition, it is a crafting table and 1 piece of paper. I don't know why the crafting recipe is different, but it is, and you get the cartography table out of that. The Loom. Loom is really cool. It's a new way of modifying or making banners. So this is how you make the banners now. You put the banner in there, or you can just get the generic banners. You make the banners, you add the color, you can add a pattern. Patterns? What are patterns? There are these things right here. You can make a pattern so you can remake the same banner over and over again. There's already existing ones right here, and you can make, I think you can use these for to make the various different kinds of really cool banners out there. The recipe for the loom itself is 2 string and 2 planks, and you have yourself a loom. Very cool, very nice, very useful in the world if you are into making banners. I do make them from time to time. I don't make them all the time, but I do make them every once in a while, and they are very, very helpful. More decorative than anything else. I usually use them for curtains because I like them for curtains, but every once in a while I want to make something where I'm going to designate this area for this, so I'll make a team banner for that particular team. Anyway, so we have a smoker. What is a smoker? It's a thing that you can cook food. You can only cook food in it, but you can cook food in there, and the recipe for it is really, really cheap. It is a furnace with 4 logs around it, and it cooks twice as fast as a standard furnace. You can make this into a super smelter as well. You can add the hopper system to it and make things cook through faster, so you can throw different kinds of food in there, and they'll all cook through. But in a furnace, you can cook both hard items like stones and ores as well as food, where this is just for food. It's a smoker. It's literally a food smoker. Where this right here is a blast furnace, and this is used specifically for breaking down ore, so you can get the ingots out of it. And it also cooks ores twice as fast. The cost of it is a little more expensive. It is a furnace. It is 3 smooth stone blocks on the bottom and 5 iron ingots. So it's a little more expensive to make, but it's very handy because it does smelt down ores twice as fast. And if you need ores right now, that was creepy. Don't know what that was. The grindstone, which makes a really cool sound. A lot of these things have their own animations and their own sound effects. So when the villagers come up to use them, they make that sound when you're up there, which to make this is really inexpensive, actually. It's a single stone slab 2 sticks and 2 wooden planks. Any wooden planks will do, and you get your stone grinder. Now, what it does is you can take an enchanted like this. It has Bane of Arthropods. Who the crap uses Bane of Arthropods? I sure as heck don't. You can take it and you can actually remove an enchant from something that you don't want enchanted anymore if you want to add a different enchant to it. So like this diamond sword is a perfectly good diamond sword, except I want something like knockback or whatever else it may be on there, but I don't want Bane of Arthropods. So removed. Now I have a plain diamond sword, and I can go and enchant it with something better. So if you get an enchant on something that you just don't want, it was just crummy, you can go and remove it, and you can go and add something that you do want on there. So that makes it kind of nice. You can also repair tools that are breaking on there in here as well. Electron Table is it looks like a podium. It kind of is a podium. Really inexpensive to make. It is a single bookcase and 4 half slabs, and it gives you the Electron Table. The use of the Electron Table is kind of nice, actually. You can use it for gameplay if you're doing some kind of adventure type of game where you can have a book that is written in, and then as pages are turned, I don't know if you notice, see that lamp just turned on. I'm on page 1 now, or page 2 now, and this lamp turned on because I have this comparator. And what it does is it measures the amount of pages turned for the amount of signal it puts out. So now if I go to 3, nothing happens. Let's go ahead and look at this one over here. 4, 5, and then that one turns on. And you can make it go more and more and more. And you can add a ton of pages to this, and you can have more things turn on. It doesn't have to be lamps. It can be sounds made, or it could shoot off something, or it can open a door. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with this. For adventure maps in particular, I think this will make for some really, really cool adventure games in the future for vanilla, specifically if you don't want to go through modding anything. That will do an amazing job at that. This is the Stonecutter. Stonecutter is really freaking cool, and what you do with it, and you throw it in there, and it gives you the options of what you can do with that particular stone, right? So you can throw it in there, and then these are the things available with that stone. That's kind of cool. It automatically does that for you. You used to have to go through the effort of putting it into the pattern into a regular standard crafting table, which you can still do, but this does it a lot simpler for you. And I think it makes for a nice addition to your home or your base or whatever it is. Some other tool to use. I kind of like it. It's 3 pieces of stone and 1 iron ingot. Super cheap to make, so why not, I suppose. I know it's like one more thing, but if you're used to using the crafting recipes, doing something like, I don't know, are stairs even available? Yeah, you can. So you can just still do the same crafting recipes as you did before to make stuff, or you can use the Stonecutter, which I particularly like. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was going to be a waste of time, but I just like the idea of just dropping something in there, not even thinking about it, and it actually making it for me. That's really, like I said, it's really, 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 really nice. I kind of like that. The bell. The bell is really cool. I put a pickaxe in here for one reason and one reason alone. There are no recipes for the bell. However, if you use any other tool or your hand or whatever it is to remove the bell, that will happen. Absolutely nothing will be left behind. So to remove the bell, you have to use a pickaxe to remove it and place it somewhere else. And you do want to leave it in a village because you want the villagers to congregate at that bell. Now, I have not tried, and I want to try this out. If you move the bell, will the villagers move with it? I don't know. Like if you slowly start moving it down a path, will all the villagers start to follow you with that bell? I haven't tested that out. I'm going to try that on another go, but we'll see what happens with that later on. Barrels. Freaking barrels are awesome because you don't have this like gapping with chests. So now you can place barrels most everywhere. They're just like a chest. They have the same amount of space as a chest. If you look in there and you look in there, it's no difference space-wise. You can place them like this on a wall. Well, you can make huge giant walls, and you can make collection systems to them, and then they're easily open and shut without having to worry about things being in front of them or having to have a slab on top of them. Like if I put a block of stone on top of one of these, like that one there, I will not be able to open that chest, right? So these, if I put a block of stone on top of that, I can still open that. It's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, if I put a stone in front of it, I can still open it. It makes no difference what's around it. You can trap that thing in a very, very small spot and still have access to it. Very nice. I love the barrels. I think I'll probably be utilizing them a lot more than before. Do I have a recipe for them? I do have a recipe for them. Barrels really, really inexpensive to make as well. It is 6 planks and 2 slabs of any kind of wood that you like. On Java Edition, on Bedrock Edition on the Xbox, it is 6 sticks and 2 oak slabs. Don't know why, but that is the case. So there you go. That's the recipe for that. This is a composter. Composters are going to be around the farms, the gardens. Anywhere you see a garden, you're going to find a composter, and that's where there's one right there. That's where the farmer will be. And the composters they do just that. They compost green matter. Any kind of trees or plants, plant items, whether it's a seed or whatnot, you can throw it in there, and I think it's 9 pieces gets you a piece of bone meal. That's a little lackluster. I know bone meal is kind of lame. I wish it gave you a piece of dirt. A piece of dirt would have been the best, honestly, because that's essentially what you compost stuff into is soil, usable soil, like farmland. A piece of farmland would have been really good, but you'd have to place it next to water, otherwise turn back to dirt. Regardless, that would have been a lot better than just a piece of bone meal. But it is one way of getting bone meal without killing skelebones, I guess. So if you don't want to go through the effort of killing skelebones, you can just do a lot of this, and you can end up with bone meal. So it does have a use, but that's the thing behind it is it just makes bone meal. Not super exciting. The recipe for it is super cheap. It is 3 oak planks, 4 fence posts of any color, of any kind of wood. It doesn't really make a difference for the Java Edition. And for the Bedrock Edition, it is literally just 7 planks, slabs, half slabs of any kind of wood that you like, placed in this U pattern right there, and it will give you a composter. Very easy, very simple, very, very useful, I suppose, if you are constantly in need of bone meal. There you go. Bamboo. Bamboo is another plant that was added into this. So we have bamboo forests that are just outside the jungles. Look really, really cool. They're hard for me to find. For whatever reason, I have difficulty finding these bamboo jungles. I need to go and hunt for a world that has a better looking one. I found a couple of them that are really, really small. Not very useful as far as looks go. So I just kind of stuck a couple stocks there for you to look at. Plants to get. This is, I think, the cornflower, whatever it is. And I think this is a wither rose. I think wither gives you black ink if you need it to. It does. Mobs. They added mobs. Oh, we got berry bushes. Berry bushes are really, really handy. You find them in the taiga biome, as well as these cute little dudes, these little foxes right here. The only downfall on the foxes is don't drop your stuff. If you drop your stuff, they're going to steal it. It doesn't matter what it is. They're going to take it. And the only way to get it back from them is to kill them. And that sucks. I really don't want to kill foxes because they're super cute. But they do sleep during the day. Right now, they're not for whatever reason. But they sleep during the day and they're nocturnal. So they wake up at night. They curl up in a little ball and they go to bed during the daytime. And then they eat these berries. This is how they get their food through those berry bushes. Pandas. Super freaking cute. These came out in the very first snapshot that we did. These as well as the bamboo sticks. And they do eat bamboo. Let me see if we break this. There you go, homie. And he sits up and he eats it. So freaking cute. The babies are even cuter. So freaking adorable. There you go, homie. Have all the bamboo in the world. I absolutely love these guys. They're really, really cute. They sit around, they lie around, they roll on their backs. They're just really adorable, mob that they added into the game. Oh, from the bamboo, you can make scaffolding. Scaffolding is really, really handy in the sense that you can build large structures and you can start building up in the air. And by simply popping off the bottom one, they all fall. They all fall down. Really simple to build up and really simple to knock down. So that makes it super, super handy because you can build a scaffolding up high just by clicking on the bottom scaffolding. You know what I'm saying? I can just keep clicking on that and it'll keep going up and up and up. And the recipe for scaffolding is really cheap. You do need bamboo for it. You need 6 pieces of bamboo and 1 piece of string. Makes this really cool scaffolding, which to me looks like a sieve, but it's a scaffolding nonetheless. And you can climb these. These act as ladders, and they come out up to 5 blocks in any direction before you have to start adding another leg for that particular piece of scaffolding. Trees. I just want to show you this. Trees can now drop sticks. Let's go ahead and break one of these all the way down to nothing. So these deteriorate as they decompose. They will drop saplings, they will drop sticks, and they could drop apples. So there's an additional drop for trees, for tree leaves now. Show you guys, there are some sticks falling from these trees. Yeah, we got 3 sticks and some saplings. Mobs wise, we have 2 good mobs, really. They normally spawn in like this. This is a wandering trader, and these are llamas. They spawn in with 2 llamas and a single trader, but they're usually tied together with a lead, and the trader is leading them around. Now, the cool part about him is an GHT, and he drinks a potion of invisibility, and he goes invisible to save himself because he's not normally in a village. So during the daytime, he drinks some milk, and he comes back to visible again. So that's really cool. It's that way that he saves himself when he's wandering around, because he's literally a wandering villager. So he's usually out and about in the world somewhere, and you'll see him somewhere other than a village. Every once in a while, they'll make their way to a village, and they'll stick around that village. They won't leave. But their trades do suck. But for the Nautilus shell, I guess that's good. Their trades got slightly better. I'll give them that. And then we have some baddies, because this is the villagers and pillagers. Ooh, oh, we also got some really cool new cave sounds. Some of them are really creepy. I'm going to spawn these guys in down here just because they don't really spawn in underground, but there's a pillager. There's a pillager beast. You guys have seen those. They're terrifying. I don't like them. Oh, there's their pillager with the pillager flag. Don't kill him. You get like a bad omen on you when you do that. So let's try not to kill that guy, I guess. This is a villager outpost. The pillager outpost. These guys, they have the flags all over the place. There's pillagers everywhere. There is literally no need to visit this place. The chest that's in here, unless they changed it, it's really not that great. You get a crossbow. You build a crossbow. There is zero reason to visit this place. Unless you want to just take it over for the sake of taking it over because it's a dungeon. That's the only reason I would probably go after it. Other than that, it just looks cool. But bye. Because these guys they're pillagers. That's exactly what they are. What they have now is they have village raids. So if there's a pillager outpost near a village, and sometimes not so much, there will be a raid if you're in a village, and the pillagers will start attacking in waves, and you have to beat all those waves. A little boss bar will show up at the top, and that raid will start. A bell will ring, and then you will have to go and defeat the pillagers. Sometimes they'll have a pillager beast with them, that Ravager. That guy is ruthless. He destroys all the crops, and he hits you with 2 hits, and you're dead. It's 6 hearts per hit. Anyways, dudes, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoy playing 1.14, the all-new release. If you haven't played yet, jump on your computer, jump on your Xbox, and check it out. It's a blast. I absolutely love this. If you haven't tried out the snapshots or the beta, you guys will absolutely enjoy this. If you don't have access to it yet, wait for Minecraft PE. Should be releasing their version of it as well on the handhelds very, very soon. So you guys should have it there as well soon. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, if you guys can give me a big fat thumbs up down below, it's greatly appreciated. And if you're at all new to this channel, if you guys can click that subscribe button, it does help the channel out a great deal. And while you're at it, if you click the little bell, it turns on notifications and it lets you dudes and dudettes know when we upload our videos. And until next time, guys, see ya.